gentlemen, introducing your host from the birthplace of extreme, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at, well, an average weight for a person of his size, Sean Wilbur.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Bury the Booking Podcast, Wrestling Podcast. My name is Del, that is Devin. Hello, how are we doing today?
Doing great. Excellent.
It's not too bad. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Twitchies. I still don't know what to call them.
Nah, nobody does.
Might just call them Twitchies and Twitchers for the rest of our days. Much like we talked on the Level Down podcast that we just finished wrapping. If you have not listened to that, please do so. Nintendo Direct and the new Devil May Cry Netflix series was pretty much the bulk of it.
That was it.
That was it. And we kind of had like a little precursor to this episode of the Bury the Booking Podcast, which is we're building up for WrestleMania, so wasn't a whole lot of things other than the things that we knew we were going to get. Like, we're just putting other pieces together. We're just trying to getting ourselves there. We're just a few short weeks away, like 2 weeks away from WrestleMania at this point.
Yeah, it's coming up quick.
Yeah, WrestleMania is coming up fast. And we got some things that did happen in terms of trying to paint more of a broader story for our matches that we have coming up at WrestleMania. But there were some hits and there were some misses in that regard. So, let's just jump right in. We're also gonna, of course, we're gonna tap into a little AEW in a nutshell, and we're also gonna preview the Dynasty pay-per-view that is actually happening in just a few short hours as we record on our classic Sunday, live from here in Philadelphia, right on Broad Street. I am not going tonight because I got other things happening. So,
where are you on Broad Street?
It's usually at the Leocore Center. They always run the Leocore Center when
they don't need nothing that big. Isn't like
usually
the Temple right there?
Yeah, so I've been there for several Dynamites. They get a pretty good crowd. It's I don't know. I mean, they could obviously go smaller, but
yeah, Love Park is right there. There's plenty of space right in Love Park. You can
put some chairs out.
You ain't gotta do that.
Yeah. Put some folding standing.
Bring your own chair
around the park. Yeah.
Yeah, bring a folding chair right there.
Yeah. Right there at City Hall. But yeah, so they're running there, of course. It's a decent venue for them.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first pay-per-view that AEW is going to do here, I think we should be okay in terms of the crowd that we're going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, you could scratch my ticket because I ain't going, but I mean, I thought about it, but it's just, if it was like yesterday, if it was like on a Saturday, then
yeah, Sunday's kind of a hard day to get into with that because
yeah,
it's hard. You can't.
Yeah, and then with definitely having to be at work and trying to get out of there, trying to get at a decent time, and it's always a madhouse.
Got to take a Monday off.
Yeah. That's usually you need that rest day. But we'll talk about Dynasty as well. We'll do our match predictions for that. But let's just take it from the top. Let's just jump right in. Let's start at Monday Night Raw. Overall, and we talked a little bit before, but overall, how did we feel about Raw for the most part?
It was decent. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't stand out.
I feel like it didn't linger too long. It did some things that they wanted it to do. Not necessarily made out the best, but they wanted it.
Well, Raw is not 3 hours.
No.
It's
not at all.
Because Netflix do commercials and which I didn't pay for that.
Right.
I have the top tier Netflix.
Me as well. Yep.
And you giving me commercials is not acceptable. So Raw is like 2 hours and like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no. Fair.
I don't pay for commercials. I pay not to see them.
Yeah, I think all my streaming services I pay to everything. If there's an ad-free option, I'm paying that. I'm not.
I give you what you need when you need it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I'm 41 years old. I've lived through commercials.
Yeah, if we have the option, I'd rather not.
Exactly. We are the generation of having to watch commercials every 3 minutes into a show.
Yes.
And those commercials lasted a long time.
Yes, I don't know how many times have I seen, damn, didn't the show just come back on?
Mm-hmm.
We on commercial again?
Right to commercial break.
Yep.
I'm above that.
Yeah. We started off Raw, shockingly, like we normally do, with with Cody Rhodes and John Cena.
Which I think this was John Cena's best one yet.
Yeah, John Cena was as the kids say, he was cooking.
Yeah. This is the best one yet. He was on fire, you know? You know, the crowd is bipolar. Let's get there. Let's get to that. They real bipolar. You know, you got your let go Cena, then your Cena suck, and I was like,
then we're chanting Cody.
Yeah, then you sold out. I'm like, where do y'all want to be? Where do y'all want to be?
Everywhere.
Where? Pick a side.
They everywhere.
And I like the heel John Cena.
Yeah, I'm not upset at this. This is
you know, I've been watching him on Total Divas, and he real just laid back and chill. And I'm like, dude, what medication are you on that I can get to that point? Could I just watch the episode where his wife was like, oh, this dude, girlfriend was like, this dude talking about he trying to marry me and give me kids and then tried to kiss me. And Cena was like, well, you know, you're grown, you're beautiful. What do you want me to do about it? I'm like, did he just like let it go? He just did not care.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm John Cena.
Yeah, what you like? What you want?
I ain't worrying about you, lady. There's women.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Yeah, you leave.
And listen, clearly he was okay.
Yeah. Cause they not together now, are they?
Oh no.
I know they got engaged.
Yeah, that didn't.
And then that fell apart.
Yeah, no. He's married.
Yeah. Cause did he get kids? Yeah. Is he still no kids?
Yeah, still no.
Yeah, you know, trust me, I wouldn't have no kids either.
He's, you know.
To be honest with you, if I was John Cena, I'm not getting married nor having kids. I'm going straight to the doctors, getting a vasectomy, and just
snip,
and just be out there just slinging it. You know, handing out my peacemaker to people all day, every day. That's what you gotta do.
They were, you know, that's what you gotta do. Listen, we're here at the Buried in Brooklyn podcast. We're not giving out life advice here, so don't hand out your peacemaker all willy nilly. That's oh, okay.
I'm gonna try to clip that and send it to Cena.
You see what happens.
He follows me on Twitter.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's right. But yeah, so I like the back and forth here. I also liked Cody Rhodes' promo as well. Like he was, you know, he was definitely, you know, leaning into the, you know, and he's done it before. Like, you know, listen, you there's nothing that you can't tell me that people have already, talked about or said and things like that. So he leaned in heavy on that stuff. They threw some shots. They weren't like some shots we'll talk about later on in the show, but this was decent. And then I know you've been talking about for a few weeks now. We actually got physicality between John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
This week.
Yes.
So that was a change of pace, and that was something I know that you said you were looking forward to add another layer of this, because before it was just, I'm saying a bunch of stuff, you're saying a bunch of stuff, and then we part ways.
And I think it was a good build up to that. Yeah. John Cena, he was, what do you say? Like, I am talent, I bury mediocrity. And I'm like, all right, cool. Go ahead.
He's leaning on the whole Cena and the golden shovel thing, and all that.
Cody Rhodes' lisp.
Yeah, lisp, Stardust.
And I thought, and it felt personal. You know what I mean? These guys are probably best friends behind cameras. But this felt personal. It felt like, I hate your guts. This feels better than, we know Seth and CM ain't really meshing, but they work so well together, you can't really tell. This feels like Cena and Rhodes is like, yo, I really don't like you, and it's coming off so much clearer.
Yeah, it's like,
when
you were, Cena's like, I'm here, I did what I did because, people, like, somebody like you shouldn't have the title, and, just like that, in a nutshell, like his chauffeur, he was, playing from when Cody was younger, and, we used to ride with Cena and do all that stuff like that, so it came around, it definitely came around, and I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I don't know how I feel in terms of investment for this match. Like, it'll be an okay match. I kind of want to see the spectacle that this match is, and see like what other things may happen in it. So I'm excited for the match, for like the extracurricular stuff that may or may not happen in this match, as opposed to just, I can't wait to see Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Feel like there's other things at play that add a little more seasoning to this rivalry and to this match at WrestleMania, as opposed to it just being John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. This is the match. This is it right here. This is the money match, which I know that they're, presenting it that way, and that's how it's supposed to feel. But for me, I'm looking at something else.
I don't care who wins.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I don't care who wins, but I need high entertainment. I'm not looking for, anything. I need surprises. This is the type of match where I need surprises. I need interferences. I need something.
You need The Rock to show up. You need,
Stone Cold. I'm checking flight plans to see if he's going to be in Vegas around there.
Like, you need to see if a stunner happens.
I need something. This right here has to be the biggest explosion in WWE history. Was Dustin should come out. You know what I mean? Anything. Just give me something to where I'm not wasting 2 days and vacation time to watch this program.
For it just to be a one-on-one match.
Yes. Like, I don't want to wake up Monday morning and was like, you know what? That was not worth me using PTO. I could have watched this on another day.
Yeah.
And another thing, like, when it's these big events, like, it's huge in my house. Like,
yeah. Which is awesome.
Like, I need something.
Yeah. Yeah, WrestleMania is, it's still that show. It's still the big spectacle show. It's still something that one of the few things that, I get excited for every year. Like it is still that, so WrestleMania does its job in that, like it's that much of a event, a global event, a phenomenon, a spectacle,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call, insert anything that you like for that is WrestleMania. So, you got a gigantic star in John Cena. You got, the guy who held it down and, now is the corporate sellout or whatever we're going with. And you got the portrayed new face of WWE. You got the Golden Boy. You got Cody Rhodes. You got the white meat baby face. This guy, and it's so. I mean, it is a WrestleMania match, and on paper it's a WrestleMania match. But like you said, I just I know that there's something else that's got to be happening. So I'm just excited to see what the other stuff is.
Yeah,
that's happening
something,
with that.
I need so much more than probably what they're going to give us. Like my expectations are through the roof on this. Like I'm looking for so much action and shenanigans and stuff like that to happen in this match. And I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on last year with the Bloodline Rules match at WrestleMania. Like that one was off the charts. I don't know if we'll get to that level of craziness.
We should get so much wild stuff going on. Like you first off, you want to keep bringing people into these shows. And if you're going to keep, you did great with 40.
Yeah, 40 was awesome.
You have to do equal or greater every year after that.
Yes.
You have to.
Yeah, it's hard because, some WrestleManias are like, ooh. But,
Because my thing is, if I get bored, there's a problem.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'm not, I don't know. I just don't want to be bored. And I have this feeling that I'm going to watch this and it's not going to give me what I want. And I'm going to be so pissed. And I don't want to. I want this to be a good show. I want to be entertained. I want to have everything. But how can I put this? What I feel as though would make this great, I know they're not going to do it.
Okay.
Like, my ideals are crazy. I will put on a show that these people will never forget.
Right.
So I'm gonna just keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And enjoy what they do give us.
Right. Let's see. So moving on from that, we also had, we'll just go through Raw. As we said, it wasn't a whole lot of extra stuff. It was pretty much bookended by the main event, which we'll get to in a second, and that. But we also had, we were still in the UK, so we had a return. We had the return of Tyler Bate teaming up with Pete Dunne. New Catch Republic against the New Day, and this was for number one contenders for New Day if they were to win for the tag team championships, which I'm very excited to say, and hopefully we get this title changed. Like, I need New Day as the tag team champions.
Yeah, I don't mind the War Raiders.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
I think with the New Day being as hated as they are, this would be an unbelievable run for them.
Yeah, they need that now. Like, I feel like it's okay. All right, we've established they're heels. Nobody likes them. Everybody's like, damn, like, y'all guys ain't shit. Y'all turned on E and all this. But it's like, at this point, all right, we need to take the next step in this. And the next step, I do believe, is the tag team title run. So, again, War Raiders, nothing wrong. I enjoy them, but I think it's time that we put the tag titles on New Day.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it was, good to see New Catch Republic back. I guess you can add another team to the tag team pool over there on Raw. It's kind of lopsided. If you look at all the teams that are on SmackDown and the teams that are on Raw, there's way more going on in the tag team division on SmackDown. I say it every week pretty much, but this adds another interesting dynamic to the Monday Night Raw side. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully we just get that we get that win from them. Then we was Jimmy Uso versus Gunther. And listen, just as I predicted last week, I came on the show and I'm like, look, Jimmy Uso's going to get destroyed in front of Jay.
Yeah, this was so predictable.
Yes.
This is going to be Jay's motivation to beat Gunther at WrestleMania. And this is a common thing in television and movies and anime and stuff like that. It feels like, I know people probably don't watch it, but if you're a Dragon Ball super fan or Dragon Ball something of the gods, there was one scene where Beerus, the god of destruction, smacked Bulma, and Vegeta lost his mind. That's my Bulma! And flipped. And that's what I got from this. A real crazy anime reference to you attacking this guy's brother. It was way too predictable.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely was.
But it's
like,
needed.
You can see this coming a mile away. That, like you said, that being said, it adds another layer. It's a necessary, it was a necessary thing. Of course, you got Jay still having that doubt in his mind, and still having those hurdles mentally to overcome. And what better way to overcome them than to have this rage of having to be tied to the rope and watching this dude destroy your twin brother. Like, so that adds a little bit more to this. Did it change my excitement for the Gunther Jey Uso match? No. It just it added, like, we knew we were gonna get here. It adds a little bit more.
And I'm gonna watch this match to see Jay win.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. You're giving, if Jay doesn't win, WWE's broken.
or they're the biggest trolls.
Yeah. Are y'all pulling the AEW on us?
Yeah, his biggest troll move ever. Just like, what did y'all really think was going to happen?
To be honest with you, I wouldn't even be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. Next we had Judgment Day against Penta and Braun Breaker. This match, again, predictable with the outcome, and all of the stuff that was to follow.
Why is Penta with Breaker?
We're just keeping them close for the Intercontinental title match. Yeah, we're just keeping them in close proximity.
They're gonna get a match.
Judgment Day. Yeah, Judgment Day wins this match because there's some, they don't get along. This still adds to the tension between Braun Breaker and Penta. So
cool. So they're gonna get a match at Mania, and Penta's gonna win,
as he should.
Yeah, because I don't care about Braun.
No, there's still nothing in it for me. Like, I feel nothing.
I don't like when he's not angry, and that bothers me. Like, you're supposed to be an angry dude, but you whispering all these sweet nothings into people's ears and talking all soft and calm. Every time I see you, I need you to be yelling. Like I do.
And he's not.
And that's why I don't like him. Every backstage interview, you need to be screaming and throwing stuff. Like, people, you need to give the appearance that people are afraid of you. And my mind, I could take Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, the image needs to get changed.
Yeah, so going from one person that I don't care about to another person that I don't care about with a person I care about, was this AJ Styles Logan Paul segment. The less I see of Logan Paul, the better.
No, he's full time now.
Yeah, I know.
He's full time,
which is unfortunate because again, the less I see of this guy, the better. But we got AJ Styles roped into this now.
Because AJ just needed something to do.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the match will be fine.
Yeah.
AJ's in it. AJ always, you're not gonna have anything bad with AJ Styles in it at all.
Yeah, and you're not gonna have AJ Styles lose the Logan Paul.
You shouldn't. I'm a little afraid here. I always am, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Logan Paul shouldn't be an AJ Styles level of. First of all, AJ Styles shouldn't be associating with a Logan Paul.
Right.
Y'all on complete different tiers.
Yes.
Like
which is why I'm like, this is not adding up good for me.
Like if he's going against like Carmelo Hayes or what's the LA Knight or something like that, I'm like, all right, cool, I can see that. But AJ Styles of all people, nah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little afraid for this Mania match. I don't know about this outcome, but you know. We had after that was the match everyone was waiting on, the main event of the show, which was the rematch between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair as the special guest referee. And shocker, the special guest referee gets physically involved after some. Well, I mean, didn't Rhea start it?
Yeah, because be honest, like Bianca looked like she was playing it fair.
She was calling it down the middle. People don't at this point right now. People are looking at her like the bad guy, but she's not. She was actually doing the right thing.
Yeah, she was following rules.
She was trying to call the match down the middle.
But Rhea was being aggressive. Way too aggressive. Because she, first off, this Drew McIntyre type Rhea Ripley is not working for me.
Okay.
I'm not liking this. It's just you blaming everybody for your failures.
Yeah.
It's not working for me. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do now?
Yeah, so long story short, Rhea Ripley and Bianca get into some physicality. Bianca eats a boot. They have a back and forth. And Bianca still lets this match rock. She still lets it happen. And then, she catches another stray from Io, and she had enough. So she called the match. She called the match off. So it was a double disqualification. So there was no winner here. And Rhea continues to lay both women out. Still think we're going to get a triple threat.
Yeah, it's going to be a triple threat. Jesus Christ.
So
I'm hoping. Wait, triple threat match? There's no DQ.
In a triple threat match, no.
Ooh,
there is not.
So I'm hoping Damage Control come out and get that W for him.
Again, like Bianca's on WrestleMania, I gotta have her win. I gotta have Bianca win. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be my before we even get to the prediction show for WrestleMania in a couple of weeks. That's gonna be my prediction. I'm just always gonna pick Bianca in a WrestleMania.
Bianca getting a W.
I just need that to happen. But yeah, we're gonna get a triple threat match here. Rhea stands tall by laying out both champion and challenger for the WrestleMania match. Both women still have problems with Rhea Ripley. I don't see any other way that we're going to have this happen. Even Wade Barrett said, he was like, you looking at that woman, you're not going to have her on WrestleMania. It doesn't seem right to me. Doesn't seem right to me either. So I'm pretty sure either this week, I'm probably as soon as tomorrow on Raw, we're going to get that announcement for a triple threat match. So yeah, that was, pretty much that was Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. Which takes us to SmackDown. SmackDown had a little less.
It was just a lot of boring stuff that went on during SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown was pretty much the whole mystery of the show was what was the favor. Pretty much, and we'll get to that at the end, but let's see what we had.
It started with CM Punk and Paul Heyman. That was boring.
Yeah, we're planting the seeds for finding out what this favor is finally that Paul Heyman owes CM Punk. We got that.
Rey Fenix came out.
So here's a highlight. We finally got the debut of Rey Fenix. Big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely let you know that's the brother of Penta. The presentation is kind of similar. With the music, the logo, things like that. So like they're definitely keeping them special in that regards. Even though they're on separate brands, they're treating this as a big deal.
Because eventually they're going to be tag team champions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're going to see the Lucha Brothers do something.
Yeah.
At some point, like there's no way.
When the draft come up,
no way.
Yes.
One of them's going to
another show and getting tag teams.
Yeah.
And gonna hold them.
Yeah. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Another big blockbuster of the night was the news about Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens jacked up.
Yeah, so Kevin Owens and Randy Orton does not look like it's happening for WrestleMania. Which I was getting into this rivalry week by week, little by little. I was like, okay, like there's a little more happening. I'm like, all right, and I was not going to be mad at seeing this match at Mania. It's Kevin Owens, it's Randy Orton. They were going to have a good match. But yeah, not looking good for KO right now.
Yeah, he's out for the unforeseeable future.
Yeah.
Hope everything's cool. He come back. You don't want to see nobody going out like this.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, you can't play around with neck and back injuries. That back injury put Randy out for quite a long time, as well. So, the only way Randy Orton could take that news that he was not going to be on WrestleMania was to RKO Nick Aldis, and that's what happened.
He also announced the one-on-one between Naomi and Jade Cargill.
Yes. So Jade Cargill and Naomi are happening at WrestleMania, which, again, I feel like that was...
Yeah, it was going to happen.
Yeah.
See, once again, when I was watching Total Divas, Naomi had a hard time when he told her that she was going to be heel. She struggled to be a heel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was young. Yeah, that was young.
A long time ago.
Yeah, she is.
Now she has embraced this, and I'm okay with it.
It's great.
I don't miss the glow.
No.
I don't miss the
You
glow.
would think you would. Yeah, no, but nope.
This is a good run for her. I like this.
I am. I am enjoying. I am enjoying.
Now she's not going to be Jade Cargill.
No, as she shouldn't.
But
this should be the win that forwards the momentum of Jade's return. So like this Mania win, and then after Mania, almost resetting that season. I think this is where you need to treat Jade as like that big deal. She's going to be a solo. She's no longer with Bianca, or we'll see what happens. We'll see if her and Bianca collide afterwards, and because she's still very much in the mix, and that thing has not been settled.
Mm-hmm.
So after we get Naomi and Jade done, maybe now it's time for Jade and Bianca, maybe a SummerSlam match, something like that. But yeah, I am definitely okay with that. So losing KO and Randy Orton, and losing KO to neck injury that sucks. But moving on, let's talk about the war of the words between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton.
No, we don't. For what? That was the dumbest segment I've ever heard in my life. I was the level of frustration watching that. I was like, what the hell is happening?
It's crazy. There's yeah.
I don't know if Charlotte Flair has been hit in the head too many times, but they both seem like they was a little touch of the tism. Both of them.
There's I don't know, like it was a lot of, and even with the via satellite thing that they did, the side by side thing, there's a little like back and forth, chippy, catty, whatever you want to call it-ness between the two, and this played into this face-to-face, and the crowd was not going to let Charlotte get anything off the ground. Like, Charlotte was not their cup of tea, and Tiffany Stratton leaned into that. She played that up a little bit. Charlotte was trying to do something with the promo, wasn't really happening, and Tiffany Stratton was dropping some lines, saying some things about Charlotte's recent interview where she was crying and opening up about different stuff and all that. She mentioned that, and of course she mentioned the divorces.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, so this was a thing that was, once it happened, got all over social media, got all over everything. Charlotte then mentioned about Ludwig Kaiser being in her DMs and all this craziness.
But my problem is when they in front of each other, the conversation it doesn't feel natural.
Yeah, it does not, and there's no real chemistry there, and that could also be.
And the thing is, this could have been unbelievable. This could have been a Toni Storm and who was she going against? Mariah May type beef. Mm-hmm. This could have been, because I was fully invested in that.
Yes.
This could have been so good if they would have played into it more personal. Like, yeah, you said Kaiser's in your DMs. You should have said that a couple weeks ago, and then pop out on Instagram with you with a picture with Kaiser.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
You on the beach, Kaiser laying next. No, you ain't even got to be Kaiser. Just any Austrian dude. Well, is he Russian or Austrian? Eastern European dude laying face down with his hands covered, same hair color, body shape and style like that.
Just say it was him.
And just say it was him. Cause discord between these ladies. Because when they was putting hands on each other, I was like, this is great. Then they start having conversation. I'm like, I want the cattiness.
I feel like it was backwards. So like I feel like this week should have been the week we got the big fight, the big pull apart between the two.
Yeah.
Like, with Tiffany jumping off of the set and all this.
It's cooled down since then. There should have been, like I said, it has, since that big brawl, it has cooled down.
Yeah,
Y'all
I agree.
Should have had all these personal attacks
before the big
brawl.
fight. Yes, I agree.
And then
I agree.
I personally would have been, yes, I want Tiffy to retain the belt, but I would have been way more invested. You got two women. Y'all should be real catty with each other.
Yeah,
and it's not.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted this rival between, old school versus new school, old versus young, a real Willie Lynch type story going on. For those who've ever read The Letter of Willie Lynch.
Right. Well, I'm guessing it's all of you that are listening and watching this right now. You guys know exactly what's going on right now.
But they didn't give it to us. So now I'm just like, I'm kind of stale with it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, that was very, very, to use the term, cringe.
Yeah.
it was
all over the place.
Yeah, it was a little bit of that.
Wait, women tag team match winner will face Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez at WrestleMania. Oh.
I don't.
Yeah, they're gonna lose the belts.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't even know who that brings us.
I don't care. That brings us to the only other important segment of the show, which was the main event segment, which was the segment involving Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. This is where we got the big reveal of what the favor was all night. We were trying to figure out what it was, and we also got in between that Paul Heyman saying whatever the favor is, it's yes. Paul Heyman and CM Punk, they keep their words to each other, and that is what it's going to be. Seth Rollins apparently this too good to miss in person.
He was way involved.
He just interjected himself in this whole.
Yeah.
This was one thing involved. So there's a triple threat that happened in that WrestleMania, yes, but this shit ain't had nothing to really do with Seth Rollins. But he was all up in this mix.
He was loving it.
He was. First of all, Seth Rollins was the MVP of this segment because like just his mannerisms and like just you hearing him in the background saying, I told you, just like laughing and pointing and just.
The thing is, I don't think it felt like he was truly like he didn't know the answer or what the favor was, and he was like, "Yo, I'm not booked tonight, but I'm here." Flew himself out.
Yeah. Which was great.
Yeah.
Like, it was really like he was literally just like, yo, I need to see what's going on with this. And he's like, because he's like, whatever it is going to affect Roman, clearly.
Yeah.
And, in turn, probably affect us.
That was the most natural reaction I've seen in a long time.
This segment was great.
That was better than the actual favor.
Yeah. So, just favor wise, so let's just get to this. The favor was when in the event and when CM Punk main evented WrestleMania, he would have Paul Heyman by his side. He would have Paul Heyman with him to share in that moment and all of that. And Paul Heyman, of course, earlier on in the show and then throughout all of, this back and forth and even just them planting seeds of, these two are how close they are and how, invested Paul Heyman is in CM Punk's career and vice versa. And then essentially CM Punk being the original Paul Heyman guy with the title run, with the world championship run that he had when, Paul Heyman was advocating for him and all this, which was good times. good times. You know, CM Punk as world champion with Paul Heyman. It was good stuff. But once Punk revealed what the favor was, you got Roman like, yeah, that's dumb. Like, that was it. Like, that's clearly not happening because he don't do stuff like that. He was like, you know, he's loyal. He's like, I saved him. You know, he needs me. And then you got the whole Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's so good at this stuff too. Like, you got Paul Heyman like, look, I don't want to have to break your heart, bro, but I can't. I got to do this. Like, this is, I can't do it. And when he told Roman that he could not tell CM Punk no, the look on Roman's face when he turned around was great.
Priceless.
That was great. That was great. And then, of course, you got, you know, CM Punk attacking Roman and, you know, the whole deal with that. And then him laying Roman out with the GTS. So, I mean, there's way more layers to this one that we got here. And, I mean, it adds to it. It adds to it, and it adds more of, you know, it takes the mystery out of that. So it takes the mystery out of what the favor is going to be and taking the distraction away from what the favor would be if we got to WrestleMania and we didn't know what the favor was. Now that we know what it is, now it's like, okay, how is this going to affect the match now? So we got that part of it, which is good. So, I mean, how do you feel about that in as a whole?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about this whole thing. I am intrigued to see what happens how this affects.
How Heyman comes out with Punk and not Roman?
Yeah, I want to see how this affects them. You know what I mean? So, Roman's losing. Roman's losing. I know that. Because this is going to mess him up a lot.
Yeah, Roman doesn't he doesn't like betrayal. And he's been hurt before. Roman's not one of those, like, the character of Roman Reigns, like, does not deal with these things well. Like, at all. He does not cope with, he's had trauma. Okay? So, these things do not work out well, which is what I like about, you know, Paul Heyman saying no, and then Roman, like, that look on Roman's face, like, he's like, yo, like, no, like, loyal, like, you supposed to be, these things don't compute to Roman.
Well, you know, you got Seth who stabbed him in the back. Mm-hmm. You got Paul Heyman.
Seth started all of this.
Yeah,
this is all Seth's doing.
You know,
this is Seth Rollins' doing.
Now you got Paul Heyman just abandoning you. Yeah. So I know that Roman's going to be, his mind's not going to be in it. He's going to lose. I think this is going to be CM Punk's WrestleMania. I think this is it for him. This is his time to shine.
Could be.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it'll be interesting to see. We'll see, you know, definitely see what happens, or we get the double swerve and he just comes out with Punk and then still helps Roman win in the end.
Could be.
We don't know. You know, that there's possibilities right now that we, you know, which is a good thing. Like I said, now that we know what the favor is, we kind of figured what it was to begin with. Like, it had something to do with Paul Heyman and CM Punk doing some type of business. But now that we know that it affects this WrestleMania match and it's not the mystery of the match, it's all right. Now, how does this fit in to the match, which is the thing now to look at. But, you know, that does it for WWE's week as we get closer to WrestleMania. We are very close, however, to AEW Dynasty, which is in a few short hours. And before we get there, Let's talk about the week that was in AEW in a nice little, beautiful, heartfelt segment that we've come to know and love as AEW in a nutshell.
Yes, sir, people. It's Sunday. You know what that means. AEW in a nutshell. We starting off with Collision. I'm sorry, people, but it was Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita going against Powerhouse Hobbs and some other person. We know Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita is going to win. Max Caster, once again, with the open challenge, got his ass beat by Mark Briscoe.
As he should.
We got an Andrew J. White reminding everyone who he is and sending threats to the Death Riders. That's going to happen. Crew versus Top Flight. Top Flight wins. This Crew thing sucks.
Yes, I don't care.
Horrible. Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole sit down together with some lady. I don't know who she is. Daniel Garcia says, this is last chance at the TNT title. I like them both. What am I supposed to say?
Right, yeah.
I like them both. Pac and Cash Wheeler. Pac wins, and Adam Copeland, Dax Harwood, they just got into a little bit of a scuffle again. The Death Riders just came to be in everybody's business. Mike Bailey against some dude. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Was going at it. Speedball wins after the match. You got Ricochet blindsiding Mike Bailey.
Ricochet
leading to a triple threat match between Kenny Omega and all of them at Dynasty.
Such a good a-hole.
Yes, he is. Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron going against Athena and Julia Hart. Good to see Julia Hart get a win. I don't care about Athena.
I like Athena.
That was it. That's all we had in there. Then we slide right into Dynasty. What did I do first? Collision?
Yeah, Collision. It's fine.
Oh, all right, whatever. We're gonna.
No one cares.
Nobody cares. So I'm going backwards. Let's get into Dynamite.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Mixed tag team tornado match: Jon Moxley, Maria Shafir, Swerve Strickland, Will Nightingale. First off, I didn't know we was bringing back intergender competition matches. That was crazy. They slapping each other. This was a fun match.
Yeah.
This was fun. This was what I expected from Moxley, Maria Shafir, Swerve, and Willow. No problem with this at all. Dax was tripping because he gave the ref $10K. How do you get a ref $10K? I thought the fine goes to the company. The ref took the check anyway. FTR is breaking up. We know.
The ref ain't coming back.
No.
Ref took that check and gone. No.
Tony Storm and Penelope Ford went at it. Match was fun. Best part is when Tony Storm bit Penelope Ford's tongue. Crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
MJF and Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should care about this more, but I don't.
I don't. Learning Tree going against some local talent. I didn't care either because Learning Tree.
Yeah. Ugh.
Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight going against Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. Will and Kevin get the W. Brody King against Lance Archer. We knew Brody was going to get this W. Coop versus Claudio Castelli. Coop wins. And then we had a little backstage. Then backstage, Hangman attacked Swerve. Then Death Riders attacked Swerve. It was a whole lot of hands on people towards the end of
it was just
Dynamite. But
right.
All around Dynamite and Collision with the good matches and the couple little surprise things that was going on. I'm gonna have to give both shows a solid C+.
Yeah, I mean we were going home to Dynasty. I mean,
and like I said, the things that happened in both shows kept me watching. Like Dynamite, the Moxley and Timeless Tony Storm kept me going. Seeing Brody King doing this thing. I didn't care about Coop and just never care about him. Love seeing Kyle Fletcher and Tatsuka go at it.
Takeshita, yeah.
Like, there's great stuff happening, but ain't nothing happening.
Yes.
So
Yes, that is yes. Yes, AEW. That's the tagline. There's stuff happening, but ain't nothing.
Happening. And we got the Dynasty card.
Yes, so the Dynasty card, we're going to do a quick rundown of the card and our predictions for the show. Like I said, we're just a little bit of time away from that show kicking off. I'm not going to be watching it live. I'm going to be watching it sitting on my couch, which is fine. It's Sunday. I got adulting to do.
What time does it start?
Probably like 7-ish.
Oh no, I don't know Sunday.
Yeah.
Not on no Sunday.
No. But let's go down the card really quickly. We have some Owen Hart men's tournament action going on. We got Kevin Knight versus Will Ospreay. I'm taking Will Ospreay here. In no particular order are we going through this match card, but
hold on. Something pop. I'm going Will Ospreay.
Oh yes, yeah. Moving on with that tournament match, I am going to. We have the match between Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher in another round of the Owen Hart Owen Hart Cup, and I'm doing Kyle Fletcher. I love Mark Briscoe.
Yeah,
I do.
I had to go Mark.
Okay,
I had to go Mark.
I would not be mad either way, but I just feel like Kyle Fletcher is. I don't know. I feel like he's just doing things. Next up, we have the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It's Big Bill and Brian Keefe of the Learning Tree versus Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Syndicate. I'm taking Hurt Syndicate.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's happening. Sticking with the tag team theme, we're going with the trios tag. We're going with Rated FTR, that is Cope and Dax and Cash versus Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Willer Yuta.
Unfortunately, because FTR is like falling apart, I got to go Death Riders. FTR is done. 2, maybe 3 weeks, and they're broken up.
I feel like I don't. I feel like Rated FTR might win. AEW does weird things, so I feel like
they can backpedal, or they do backpedal on storylines. So,
or they could win and then still have some issues and then drop the tag titles, again, in like 2 weeks. AEW doesn't care about having lengthy title reigns with certain titles. Who knows? We also have the Ring of Honor World Championship match. It's title versus mask. It's Chris Jericho. It's Bandito. I'm going Bandito. Bandito's not losing his mask.
Yeah, definitely.
And Chris Jericho needs to not have any championships.
He shouldn't be wrestling. But
I mean, yes. So, let's go Bandito.
Mm-hmm.
Bandito, was that his debut match in AEW? I think versus Chris Jericho on a Dynamite. That was here in Philly.
Oh, okay.
So, there's a full circle moment there, I guess. The TNT Championship match, I am actually very much looking forward to. Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia. I'm taking Adam Cole. It's about damn time Adam Cole wins something of merit in AEW, because this has been a complete waste. But it's been a complete waste for a lot of talent that are better than what AEW has been presenting them as. But I think finally we get Adam Cole doing something for the love of God and beating Daniel Garcia and becoming the TNT champion.
I gotta agree with you with that. I have to. Adam Cole has been carrying AEW. He carried AEW for a good while.
With the whole Devil storyline.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So, yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going to go Adam Cole.
Then we have the AEW Women's World Championship. Let's go with, we have Megan Bayne and Toni Storm.
Toni Storm
retains. Yeah, they're, you know, I don't hate Megan Bayne. I just don't really. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's okay.
I have nothing against her. Toni Storm's just better.
Yeah, exactly. We have the Owen Hart Women's Tournament match. We have Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart.
See, I don't. How can I put this? I don't care enough about Julia Hart. I mean, Mercedes Moné. Give it to Julia Hart. She came back, and she's just a better person.
I'm not upset at
like,
that.
She don't need all those.
Moné doesn't. Mercedes doesn't, but she doesn't lose.
Moné?
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Like, you're not that good a wrestler.
Then again, if you were to do something, it's not a title match. It's a tournament match. Maybe Julia Hart beats her. Maybe that gets her in line for a championship chance. And then Mercedes Moné will probably win that. But I don't know.
I hate this show.
I'm still going Mercedes Moné, but there are possibilities for other things. There are ways to tell stories, but it's AEW. So, a match that we don't have to worry anything about, and we got Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey in a triple threat for the International Championship. This one's going to be the match. This is going to be the one. This is it. Like, there's no way you got these three capable of what they're capable of and this not steal the show.
Kenny Omega wins.
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing against Ricochet or Speedball.
No, but Kenny Omega should retain this championship here. Yeah. I agree. And we have the AEW World Championship finally. We have Swerve Strickland looking to finally dethrone Jon Moxley as the AEW World Champion. Keep in mind, there's a lot of brutality involved. You got Jon Moxley, you got Swerve. They do things that are unsavory. We are in Philadelphia. We are in the home of Extreme.
Mm-hmm.
I predict some other things are going to predict there's going to be some extra things sprinkled on top
I'm gonna need some
of
batteries.
this match. But
you in Philly, gotta hit somebody with some batteries.
there's some batteries.
If we can hit Santa Claus with batteries, it
can happen.
We need something.
Can't put it past him.
I'm gonna need Ricochet to also walk out with a cheesesteak. He ain't gotta eat it.
Just walk out there with it. I'm
going Swerve.
Think Swerve is the one that finally does it?
Yeah. This is it.
I mean, they had this whole thing with Hangman and Swerve where, you know, they had the back and forth and, you know, they're going like, oh, you know, you did this to me, you did that to me, you did that, and you know, with the whole, you burnt my house down, and he's like, you know, Hangman's like, you know, you deserved it, and he was like, I know. So it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, are we?
They building a friendship.
Yeah, like, are we water under the bridge in this thing, or what? Like, this is some very significant things to have had happen to these people. You know, blood feud, literal blood feud.
They had some of the best matches.
With blood drinking and syringes and all types of stuff. Like, they've done things to each other.
They were good.
Which is, you know, inevitably we're gonna get some type of team up, maybe. But does that happen tonight? Like, is there something where the Death Riders get involved and maybe Hangman comes out to maybe try to damn Swerve's soul again, but then's like, you know what? I don't like these motherfuckers right now at this point more than I don't like Swerve.
Why are you giving AEW that much credit?
You right. Silly me.
Like, I just sitting there thinking, like, wait a minute, what are you?
Yeah, my bad.
You talking about logic and...
I was fantasy booking. You're right. Never mind.
I'm thinking it's going to be Moxley and Swerve.
Never mind.
And the match will be over in 32 minutes.
Okay. That's your
Yeah.
that's your prediction.
They matches be long.
Yeah, and it's a main event too, so
20-minute time limit, and they go over.
Yeah, because I want Swerve to win because I'm so over this Jon Moxley thing. I'm so tired of this Jon Moxley thing. But I still feel like Jon Moxley might win.
Yeah, we don't know.
I hope not, but my prediction is Jon Moxley to win. Even though I hope not.
Oh, I didn't know Maria Shafir spoke English.
Maria Shafir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew?
A lot of people.
I didn't. I thought she was just like straight speak. Well, she Russian, whatever she is. I don't know.
As Roderick Strong. That's his wife.
That's the crazy thing. Because I'm like, I know that. But every time I see her, I'm like...
You've never seen like them like interact or...
No, I don't get on their socials.
Like they had like that AEW thing where they were doing all that other bullshit.
I ain't never seen none of that.
Oh, well,
I keep it straight fantasy.
It is AEW. You don't need
so
to,
you
don't need to dig any deeper in
When
this.
she said something, I'm like, damn, you speak English. That takes away from the character. I would just expect her to kick out some Russian or Ukrainian or Czech or something.
No, she was in NXT too.
I don't remember. I didn't.
Yeah,
that's
you
way
were
before
watching
me.
at that. Yeah, you were watching
I'm
at
like,
the time.
and I think that'd be better for her if she only spoke a foreign language. Some Eastern European, something with a lot.
Or just not speak at all.
Or not speak at all.
Yeah, you know that always works.
Just come out and do work.
Just be the enforcer. But
that was messing me up. I'm like, ooh,
I mean, are we going to have a decent show with Dynasty? Yes, we're going to have great matches.
Yeah, their pay-per-views are really good.
That's what AEW does not disappoint you in doing. Like they're going to give you matches. I will sing that until forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's because, you know, the talent in the ring, they're good. Like you said, I'm especially looking forward to that triple threat match, obviously, and then Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole. I feel like it's going to be a really good match. Also, and you know, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe. That's going to be a good one as well. But you know, it's the follow through, which I don't predict to be a good one. That's going to be it for us.
Somebody taking out the trash.
It's either that or somebody might be getting towed. That happens a lot too.
It happens.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and tow this podcast away. So that's gonna be it for us for the Bury the Booking podcast. Please like, share, follow, subscribe. Want to thank you for watching or listening, whatever you're doing to consume us. Much appreciated, and we will see you next time.